Good morning, people. This is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business that I'd like to call my digital coffee shop in public, where I make one of these videos every single day, and these videos, they follow the exact same structure. I start up with some questions from the audience. You can pop your question down below, then I'll answer it in tomorrow's video, and then we can keep that loop going. It's also a very good engagement hack to get you back to the channel and watch it, because I actually help you out in real time, and I get very cool feedback from my audience because I like to keep these videos extremely niched to coaches and consultants who want to run a solo consulting business. Then I show you all of my business numbers and business stats. Then I run you through my to-do list for the day, and then I do some live strategy because I have a very simple goal with my business. Within the next 12 months, I want to do 100k a month in personal profits, but I have rules that I must follow, because if there's no rules, it's not fun, right? I can only take calls 3 days a week with clients that I consider friends, and I have to operate my business with 85% margins, which forces me to think out of the box and be creative with how I spend my money and time. All right, so let's dive into the questions. I'm on my daily updates channel here. We'll just update. Chances are that we got a new question pretty low, but we actually have some question here. Very good advice for soul. I remember this video. I gave a guy some advice on some ads, so I appreciate that it also brought value to someone else. I remember this guy. Yeah, he also does daily updates, and he commented, "By the way, from your advice in this video, I just got my first client paying $2,000 a month and 20% of new revenue generating from network, like you said. Good stuff, bro. Man, I'm so proud of you." Damn, that is so cool. Bro, that made me smile a lot. This is so cool. Like, I think this is exactly why I wanted to start this channel. You know, just like if I could just like share the things in real time, what I think and my 2 cents, and then it could actually help someone out completely for free. That is like so cool. So like, congrats, bro. This is a very good deal. 2k a month, nice retainer, and 20% of new rev. And with your knowledge in what you're doing, that is insane. Definitely could have charged more. Yeah, bro. I think you're also just like, it's kind of like a new business. Even though that you're an expert, it's kind of like a new business, right? Because now you're not done for you, you're done with you. So you're kind of like building that case study of you consulting instead of doing it for them. So what you want to do, bro, is that you just want to keep raising your prices until your close rate breaks. For example, in my previous coaching business, we started at 3.5k, and within 18 months, we were selling it for 7.5k, because we just kept adding 10-20% to the price. Typically, if we could add more value to the product so it became better, we would add to the price. But also, just if we felt like the closing rate is a little too high, like our sales team is doing too well, let's just raise the price. Because at the end of the day, you will always make more money, because if people pay 3.5k or 4.5k, if they're committed and they see you as the solution, they don't really care about that little price increase. Your channel to me is worth 1,000x more than some general advice. Iman got your video. Thank you, bro. And I think Iman is amazing, and we should all look towards Iman and take inspiration from Iman. But you also realize that the game that he is playing together with some of the other top creators is a different ball game. They are simply too many steps ahead that it makes sense for you and I to like actually listen to them. We can take inspiration from his decision making, the way that he handles his financials, the way that he speaks and presents himself on camera, the way that he's elaborating and changing trends all the time, right? But like niched advice, I think you should always find someone who's just like 1 to 2 steps ahead of you, similar audience size, with a business vehicle that you enjoy and would actually like to run. And then a person that shares the same personal values. That's the perfect mentor, in my opinion. That's how I always pick my mentors. So well done, bro, man. I'm very proud of you, even though I've never met you. This is Vince. This is one of my good friends. Hope you're well. I was wondering, is the idea behind this daily updates channel beyond documenting to shorten the conversion cycle of new leads entering a digital coffee shop? I've seen Nick Sarayev do something pretty similar. Yeah, he's super cool. And Vince also finds it super cool. Thank you, Vince. So I think there is like different things to it. So let's start with number 1. I think number 1 is like proof, right? The fact that I can like sit here every single morning for hopefully a year or more, then like people can come back and then can literally see, okay, Frederik built his business live. I think documenting instead of telling people what to do is definitely the best thing that you can do if you're a person selling something online. The fact that you can show at all times that you are the right solution, that is the position that you want to be in. Because it's never been easier to rent cars and do money back offers and flex a lifestyle, and that is easy for people to understand. But like, to really see people who are every single day showing up and doing the things that they're telling their audience to do as well, I think that there's something magical to that. So there's definitely something about proof. Then I think the second reason is, of course, accountability. So for myself, also showing up every single day, I know that the business that I have now, I would have given everything I would have given everything 3 years ago to be in the position that I am today. So I think I can also, sometimes I can be a little complacent with thinking that I'm doing well, and if I compare myself to the people around me, that I'm doing good. And when I think of my old friends back home, they're still my friends, but like my older friends from before I got into business, like it's easy to get caught up in this thing that, yeah, you're doing well. So I think for me it's also accountability, because it also does something to me that I know that I have a channel here that I have to stick to, especially when I share it on my main socials, which like a lot more people will find it and follow along. And then three, I think, proof of concept, of course, and like you're the one, and like you document in public. Then the accountability, and then of course also just like time, right? People need to I think it's the 7-11-4 rule. Like they need to spend time with like 7 hours, 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms. I don't know how much truth there is to that. But like for example, I'll show you my analytics here, Vince, and to anyone that don't know Vince, check out his channel. He's like the guy that I look for inspiration in a lot of like YouTube scenarios. So you can see I'm kind of like averaging these 3 to 4 hours per day ever since my channel like started getting a little bit more traction, because it also compounds over time here. So I think I'm spending how like 15 to 20 minutes on these videos, right? Which means that every time that I spend 15 minutes, I will get 12 to 16 a return on my time, because people will spend that amount of time with me in the other end, right? And I think this will exponentially go up over time. I think I did some math with ChatGPT one day of like, if my channel grows 0.2, 0.3 percent over the next year exponentially, how many subs would I be at, and watch time and watch hours? And that was a really fun math to do, and that was like keeping you really motivated. So it's about me leveraging, because I would sit here and plan my day either way. Now I just get to do it in a way where I'm actually elaborating in a foreign language. I want to get better at speaking English in front of a camera, so there's definitely something also there. But also because I can see that I get an exponential return of my time here. So I think if people find the main video interesting, then I'll link down to my daily updates where they can just like see everything that I do, my thoughts. They can get questions answered from me. I can show them in real time what I'm doing. And those are the people that I respect the most in the space. It's people like really documenting in real time. So I hope that answers your questions. Your question, Vince. You should definitely do the same, bro, if you have the time and energy to it, because you're also. I think this, Vince. I'm speaking directly to you, to kind of like Vince here, and I hope people can learn something from it. Vince, I think this daily channel is the best way for you to really show the things that you can do. For example, the guy that signed a client off the advice that I gave in a video, and I didn't have time to prepare. It's like a challenge for me that I just sit down and then on the spot I just have to figure out a solution to the problem that is presented to me. And you can't fake that, right? So it's also a way for me to like really show the things that I can do. Like I've maybe done probably between 1,500 and 2,000 hours of consulting over the last 3.5 years, 2.5 years of them being in a coaching program. I've maybe done 300 weekly calls where like live breakdown of clients and funnels and handling questions. So I also feel pretty trained in this domain of just like executing on the spot. And I think that shows a lot of knowledge and a lot of proof in an industry that is going as fast as the one you and I are in, Vince. So I think that is a bit of a long answer, but I hope that it makes good sense. Value, man. Thank you, bro. I have a question. What do you think about e-com? Well, I'm pretty biased towards the agency and service model and all the great things that comes with no startup cost, learning a skill, building a personal brand around you instead of a product. But e-commerce is obviously amazing, right? E-commerce has been around forever, and it's a cool model. You don't rely on yourself, you rely on a product. There's infinite scalability, at least that's what most people tell you. And I think e-commerce is super cool. Like I also have a dream of one day of launching some physical product that makes it a little bit more tangible. I think my granddad is still having a hard time understanding what I'm doing, but let's say that I could give him a t-shirt or a pair of sunglasses or whatever it is that was built around me and my persona, then he would understand, this is what Frederik is doing. So I think, bro, ecom is cool. I think if I'm looking back, I'm pretty happy about the choice that I made with the route that I took in my entrepreneurial journey, right? Because I picked the agency model, because now I'm basically leading 2-0 versus a person that has no foundation in business if we're both getting into ecom, right? Because I have an understanding of marketing and ads. I have an understanding of fixing problems for people and showcasing the product as the solution. I have a good experience with retargeting, both like content, emails, and all of these things. So I think it's all about skill set, bro. And if you want e-commerce to be your skill set, then definitely go for it, bro. As long as you just start something, then I'm happy. Very nice. Good questions today. I really appreciate the questions. It makes these videos a lot more fun for me to do, rather than it's just me not answering anything. Business stats. So this is something that I fill out every single day based on the growth of my social channels and also my bank account. So we'll just like head into my main channel. We'll see 41 subs here on daily updates. And let's see main channel. Main channel growth is slowing a little bit down, which I expected. So yeah, 5943. Let's duplicate this. 5943, 5943. But we're still keeping this like 0.5%, which I'm pretty happy about. I can't copy that. 2965. 2965. 2 followers. Come on. Absolutely insane. But Instagram is also just for nurture. I don't really try to go viral. I try to create my videos as boring as possible so that they speak to my ICP, which is just that comes with a price, right? Yeah, and I think just to like very quickly touch on that, I want to serve the right clients. I want my business to be profitable, and I want my business to make money, because the more money that I make, the more value I've put out into this world. That is just the direct correlation when you're a service provider, and your bank account will always be a reflection of how good you are at bringing value to others. So I don't want to be famous. I want to provide value to my audience, and I want to make money. That's why I'm in business. And if I can then grow an audience at the same time, that's just a bonus. Yesterday was a 5,088 day in cash and revenue. I got 2 split pays from people that I work with, so students, mentors, mentees, or clients, so to say. Let's see if I spent any money yesterday. Only on groceries, so I think that doesn't count. So 0 here. Which means that for the month here we are on around like 24k, 19th of May. No, that's fine. You know, if this is your first video, I'm not promoting my mentorship spot right now. I've decided not to let any new people in. So if you want to work with me, you can DM me to join a wait list, and I'll probably open up again 1st of August. So what I'm doing now is just building the best program that I can possibly make, so that I can get people results without telling them what to do. And yeah, then just full focus on clients and my socials. That's the most important thing for me. So my to-do list today is that I have a Q&A, then I have student calls, I have a check-in status with my Done For You agency that I'm a partner in, and then I'm recording a podcast with one of my clients, a fitness coach that I've helped quite a lot, I think you can say. I've taken the guy from being a part of his journey. I've been his mentor when he was at 7k to now 45k a month. So that is gonna be, I'm really looking forward to that podcast episode. Then tonight I'm packing my bags because I'm leaving in the middle of the night Tuesday morning. Then I have a full day in Copenhagen here, where I just gotta get some work done. Then I'm attending a podcast. These calls will be moved to Thursday. This call will be moved here because on Friday I'm flying to Turkey with my family. Let's see my to-do list so you can see what I'm actually doing today. Slack 0, answer everyone. I've actually already done that. Then I'm sending a Loom example to a few students. 10 outbound Looms for the agency. I will probably not have time for that today. Then I'm checking out some ad concepts. I'm recording a content Loom. Then I'm doing some Convo reviews. Filling out some exercise, checking in with a freelancer, and then I'm recording podcast and planning out my week, which is pretty nice. Yesterday I didn't really do a lot. This morning I wrote some paid. I wrote a YouTube video. Then I outlined something for a client, and then yesterday I basically did all of this. Nothing too crazy yesterday. I finished the YouTube video. I did some boring admin, and then I also took some time off, which was pretty cool. Let's get back in. So that was to-do list. I think today we had a quite some questions today. So I think it makes good sense to just like quickly talk about a podcast. So for the past 3 weeks, I've jumped on 4 different podcasts, and I'm planning to put it as a non-negotiable to see if I can attend 1 to 2 podcasts a month. And this is a good hack for all of you. It's like podcasts are insanely overpowered, because what you're doing is that you're just hijacking another person's audience, right? So they have a bunch of listeners and followers who trusts that person, and then you get invited on, and then you're kind of like the cool guy, right? Because the person that they trust is asking you questions and having a conversation with you, and then you can hopefully come across as super genuine and share your knowledge and the things that makes you over like a 90-minute, 60-minute, an hour and a half window, which is like insane, right? Like going through that podcast would be the same thing as watching maybe 5 or 6 of my 5 of my YouTube videos, 4 of these daily update channel videos. So it's a lot of time spent, and you hijack it. So I'd recommend to see if you can find people who are maybe in the similar industry as you. It's always a good concept of like bouncing and chatting ideas back and forth with a person that is similar to you. But then also find people where there are good synergies in the industry. So for example, me doing a podcast with my client Søren today is pretty good. He's a fitness coach. He helps people get in shape. People that are going towards getting in shape, becoming a better version of themselves, their natural step would be to start a business, right? But once you have your health in check, you typically want more, especially as a man. So like getting into money and business is definitely something. So let's say that I had a beginner's offer, then I could probably make 3 to 4 sales just because I attended Søren's podcast, and his audience was like, hey, this guy's cool. He helps Søren, which is my fitness coach, and maybe he can help me. So I think now with my audience and my capacity, it's not the best. So I'm mainly doing it for long-term purposes. I think that is extremely good if you are an entrepreneur. See if you can get on podcasts, get on shows, do guest speaking events, whatever you can to hijack other people's audiences, and then have long form content. Then you're good. My goal is to have 20 hours of podcast of me just talking in both Danish, 20 hours, English, 20 hours for this year. So I'll try to keep you posted on how it goes with me attending podcast and speaking. Because podcast, I also enjoy listening to podcasts, so there's always also something there. And that was it for today. 17 minutes, it was good, some good questions. I really appreciate it. We will see each other tomorrow morning. I'll probably be in Copenhagen. Maybe the daily updates will be around maybe 11 to 12 a.m. I don't know when I land, so we'll see. But there's definitely one coming, so don't you worry. Crush it today. I believe in you. Run it up, and we'll see each other tomorrow.